I mean, my God, if do we need somebody to come in and just be like, okay, clear everything out? And be like, what are you talking about? Every motherfucker in this locker room, bye. I'll just start with five bums off the fucking road. Hey, bums, come here. I'm gonna throw this jersey on. You can't be possibly be any shittier. I mean, seriously, what's it gonna take, man?
I mean, I even think maybe five high school basketball players from around this area probably like. Let's say you take the best player from Seneca, Anderson, Pendleton. What's another area around here?
Yeah,
Greensville,
Daniel.
Daniel. Take all those guys and create a team. Do you truly believe those guys would be better than Clemson?
If you give me 10 to 15 practices and let me work out a little bit of chemistry between all of them, give me 15 practices. I guarantee you I could beat Clemson's squad with just 15 practices. And I don't know shit about basketball, but you know what I do know? I do know that I can watch film and be like, hey, you know what they're not good at? They're not good at coming off the dribble. They're not good at breaking down and blocking. They're not good in the post. When you go in the paint, they back up like bitches. I could at least assess film and be like, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to be up their ass all night. I want you in that paint. I want you in the fucking paint like your name is Sherwin motherfucking Williams. You hear me, son? Get in that shit and all up in that ass. And I probably would win with that philosophy. As crude as fuck as it is, I could probably win with that. And you know it's true.
I hate saying it, but you're right, badass. I mean, that is true. That's a shame because Clemson's basketball team. I mean, you have a great football team, you have a great baseball team. Your basketball team sucks.
And yeah, I mean, give them that rundown again. Say that again. I want that to sink in for Clemson Nation. Say it again, Burger. Maybe they need to hear it from not a Clemson man.
You have a great football program. You have a great baseball program. Your basketball program sucks.
That's for you, Clemson basketball. You need to step it up.
So moving on, we had a kind of shit Sunday. A lot of the games weren't even close.
Oh no! We suck again!
Yep, pretty much.
How bad was it?
We had number Wisconsin defeating number 23 Maryland 71-60. You had number 20 Creighton blowing out Georgetown 87-70. And I mean, I talked about this before. Georgetown is not the team they used to be. They've messed up in recruiting. They've messed up in some other areas. I love you, John Thompson III, but you really need to step it up.
Is it? Is it game over for them already?
No, I wouldn't say game over. They can pull it back in, but they're like right on the brink. They're like right on the edge, going to fall off, but they're not there yet. But they're getting close, and it's scary because looking at their record this year, I looked it up the other day. It's horrible. I don't even want to say it on here because it was that bad. I'm embarrassed to be a Georgetown fan.
Are you serious? Is it that bad?
It's that bad. Like, I won't even watch Georgetown basketball this year. You know me, I used to love watching Georgetown basketball. What did I used to do, badass, when Georgetown basketball came on?
You would throw on the hat, the jersey, and you'd get your sour cream dip and your chips, and you'd be sitting there in front of that TV, and you'd be watching that game.
Exactly. Not only to watch him.
I haven't seen you watch a Georgetown game since you moved down south.
I haven't. I haven't watched one game all season, and that's sad because I know when I started watching, I started following them a little bit on ESPN just to see how they were doing. And I watched them, and they were just like loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. I was just like, this is ridiculous. I don't even want to watch that shit.
See, that's sad too, because I know that you actually like your Georgetown Hoyas, man. That's your team in basketball.
I mean, granted, I still love college basketball. My team might not be in it, but you know what? I still love watching March Madness.
It's just sad though, because Georgetown is such a storied program. I mean, everyone knows who they are, and it's like to see them going this far down the toilet. It's kind of sad.
I mean, they're kind of where Michigan is at right now.
For real, they really are. It's like they've fallen from grace.
They might even be further than Michigan right now. That's bad. I'm sad to say it too. I mean, it's bad when when you're a fan like I have been for years. I'm talking about. I remember watching Alonzo Mourning Allen Iverson, all them boys, John Thompson Sr. coaching them. I mean, I remember watching those games, and I was proud to be a Georgetown fan. I beat my chest when they'd win, and I do what I had to do. And that's back when the Big East was actually respected.
That's back when the Big East was the beast.
That's when they were the beast.
Yeah.
Now, they're not as respected as what they used to be.
No.
I mean, they're still up there in one of the top divisions.
But they're definitely not like it was.
They're not like the ACC. They're not like the SEC.
The ACC is the grindhouse.
Oh, yeah. ACC is like max. And I mean, I know you're ACC. I'm Big East. But ACC took so many good Big East programs.
And stole them.
Straight
up, just like thieves in the night.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Especially Syracuse.
Kind of like the Colts did to
like
Baltimore.
Thieves in the night.
Thieves night gone. Wake up next morning like, where's my football team at? Oh, yeah, they're gone.
Oh, and they left a note on the door that said something about, we're leaving, you can keep the dog, we took the couch. Oh, did they break up with us? Yeah, man, they left. Like, damn.
I mean, yeah, just thieves in the night. So, it's just a shame. I'm just sad at what Georgetown basketball has become. But, like I said, I'm still a basketball fan, and I'm going to keep watching because I love the sport.
Yeah, I can't say that I don't enjoy college basketball because every time it's time for madness, because here we are, last week in February, it's getting ready to be Selection Sunday. We're getting ready to find out who's seeded, and then it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. I got the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th off from work, so I'm going to be a college basketball watching motherfucker. It's going to be great.
I actually looked up some stuff this week while I had a little bit of free time, which is not very much. Here are some key important dates that I want to let you guys know about. April 8th, Clemson spring game. So we'll definitely be doing a show if we can. Even if it's outside the stadium before the game, we might do a show out there. March 12th is Selection Sunday for March Madness. So they moved it up a little bit. February 27th through March 6th is the NFL Combine. So next week is going to be the NFL Combine. I'm excited about that. And then April 27th through the 29th is the NFL Draft. So there are some key dates that are coming up that I know you badass are real excited about, and I know I am, especially that April 8th, that spring game. I'm looking forward to that. NFL Draft, of course, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and request off for the 8th because yeah, you're right. I'm gonna want to be there to see the talent just like it was last year. Because you saw me, I was pointing them out to you. I was like, look at that big boy, look at Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, our boy, my boy over at the Shack might have to work all day that day because I'm probably not gonna show up.
That's called perks of being a manager.
Oh, is that what it is, badass?
Oh, that's right. If you don't want to come to work, you can make the lackeys do it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's kind of how that power thing works.
Yeah, I like this shit.
Right?
I'm liking this shit.
Right?
What? So, going on, we're going to move on some of the key games of the week. On Monday, we had unranked Miami shocking number 8 Virginia 54-48 in overtime.
Wow, are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you,
Dude,
badass.
This is straight up. This is just the strong being eaten by the weak, man. Like, they just rise up and they're like, we're going to beat you. No, you're not. Yeah, we are. Like, it's telling you, that's the beauty of this sport.
Then, of course, we had that game we talked about a little bit earlier. We had number 12 West Virginia defeating Texas 77-62. And then we had number 17 Florida State crushing Boston College 104-72. I mean, not a surprise there.
No, not at all.
And then on Tuesday, we had number 14 Purdue squeaking by Penn State 74-70 in overtime. I mean, Penn State's got a good football team. Their basketball team sucks. You guys are ranked number 14 in the nation. You guys should not be struggling against Penn State.
No, you really shouldn't.
You are not making yourself look good. Then you had number 9 Baylor defeating Oklahoma 60-54 in a very close game. You had number 13 Florida destroying South Carolina 81-66. And then you had number 11 Kentucky edging out Missouri, aka Misery, 72-62. And this game actually was very close. I was actually keeping an eye on this game. This game was very close until the end of the second half, where they got the 10-point victory. But this game looked like it could have been an upset at one point.
I know, fucking Misery, man. That whole state just bothers me.
I don't know how they do it, but somehow just like sometimes in the big games, they come out and they play, and you're just like, how in the fuck did Misery, aka Missouri, come out and almost beat a team like that?
I'm telling you, man, nothing good comes from that corner of the world. It's like Missouri and Arkansas are like the nation's armpit. It's the lost oblivion in the middle of the country.
I mean, it really is, guys. I mean, we say it in football, we say it in basketball. So, tonight's games, I reported this a little early. This is what I was telling you about. The one that we actually picked in our picks. And we were like, I think this team's going to upset them, but I'm going to go with a sure thing. And it happened as unranked Syracuse defeated number 10 Duke 78-75.
Oh no! We suck again!
Really, man? We talked about this. Fuck you, rat face. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I took you anyway, despite my better judgment, and you didn't disappoint because Jim Boeheim put it on your ass and spanked you. Ugh, you fuckers.
I mean, we kind of called that one too.
I mean, for real, we did. Go back and roll the tape back. We did. That's what pisses me off about this, because when we went to take Duke, we were both like, damn it, they're traveling up to Syracuse, and it's Jim Boeheim, and I'm like, ugh. Fucking rat face didn't disappoint. Yeah, fuck you, Mike Krzyzewski. I actually posed a question earlier to Boss Man. I said, if you're in North Carolina and Roy Williams and Mike Krzyzewski ran for governor, who do you vote for? And he's like, probably Mike Krzyzewski. I was like, why? He goes, I don't know. And I was like, that's exactly, like, I feel like he would win, but, like, I feel like if I sat down with both of them, I'd like Roy Williams a whole lot better. I feel like he's more of a people person.
Yeah, definitely. Williams is definitely more of a people person, as where Krzyzewski is more of a dictator.
Like, I feel like if I were to take Roy Williams to Cracker Barrel, he'd sit there and have a good time and eat a meal with me. I feel like if I took Mike Krzyzewski there, he'd stare at everything like it was germs and that we were piss ants. And he would want to know why we're not at a Ruth's Chris or somewhere really expensive. Like, I feel like he'd be a dick. I know that he's won championships and he's done it all at Duke, and this, I know that, like, literally he could walk around fucking, Durham butt naked. Nobody would give a shit. They wouldn't even have him arrested. It's just, fuck him. His damn personality sucks. But I'm just so sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of Duke. Every fucking time they get a chance to fuck us, they do.
You know what I think is great? Is that this whole week, actually last 2 weeks, they've been sucking Duke's dick on all the sports stations.
Oh, I know.
I mean, gulp, 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 gulp. I mean, just gobbling it all down.
There's Blue Devil balls on chins.
And then they turn around and lose to unranked Syracuse. I mean, now what do you do?
They'll spin it. They'll make some bullshit excuse up.
Oh, well, Syracuse is a good team. And
Grayson Allen didn't trip somebody. I mean,
Syracuse is a prestige team, and they're great, and Boeheim, blah, blah, blah.
Listen, they'll bend over backwards to protect Duke. That's why they get away with murder. Everyone's scared to death of Mike Krzyzewski. I don't see. There's that Napoleon thing coming along again. It's just, I don't understand it, but everybody's fucking intimidated by that little fucker. It's just like, you guys got to stop letting these little short assholes fucking intimidate you. Because here's the deal. They're short assholes. If they want to get in your face and run their mouths, stroke them just stroke them. Just fucking hit the little motherfucker. I mean, seriously. There's people that have wanted to do it, and they won't do it because they're like, oh, it's Mike Krzyzewski. Oh, it's Nick Saban. Sooner or later, someone's going to come along that does not give a flying fuck who you are, or what you are, or what's going to happen, and they're just going to fucking come up, whop, they're going to stroke you right in the mouth, and I hope there's a camera there that catches it. That would make for interesting radio for us.
You know the funny thing, badass? I actually did those stories on Duke or Grayson Allen or Mike Krzyzewski this week. And somehow he was brought up twice now on the show.
Like fucking cancer.
Like a cockroach, you just don't want to go
You
away.
can cut it away, it still comes back.
So looking at some of the other games, we had unranked Minnesota upsetting number 24 Maryland 89-75. We had number 3 Kansas blowing out TCU 87-68. Providence upsetting number 23 Creighton 68-66. And right now the game's going on. Actually, I'm sorry, we just had one go final. We had number 8 UNC defeating number 7 Louisville 74-63. Man, that's pretty big. I think that's another big matchup. And it looked like a really, really good game.
I tell you what, it's going to make for an interesting week in the damn trade or in the rankings.
Oh, it's definitely going to take a big deal in the rankings. And then some of the couple games that are still going on, we have number 6 Oregon right now losing to Cal 63-62 with a minute to go in that game. And we have, you will not believe this, badass, we have right now number 22 Butler up 8 points on number 2 Nova with 2:50 to go.
Damn.
The rankings are taking a hit next week.
Yeah, they are. I mean, shit. That's what I tell you what. They're Nova. If somebody's gonna come back, it's Nova. You know them. Some bitches will start raining threes.
I mean, there's still about 2.5 minutes to go in this game, so I mean, they could definitely do it. They're only down 8. I mean,
It ain't
a quick
over
3,
yet.
stop, another quick 3, and you're back within that game.
So it ain't over yet.
Definitely not over. So now I want to go ahead and look at how we did overall for the week. And last week we ended up finishing 9-6, picking at a 60%, not too shabby. And then this past week we actually improved really, really well. You will not believe this, badass. 8-3, picking at a 73% overall.
Strong. Strong.
And again, guys, we want to stress this. We're not Vegas, guys,
We're just two guys from South Carolina
doing our picks.
doing what we love.
No bunkum, no bullshit.
That's it. There ain't nothing else to it. I mean, you probably think there is, but there ain't. We're just two gats, man. Two working class guys.
And listen to this. That now puts us at 42-29 overall, picking at a 59% rate. Boo fucking yah.
We're actually doing pretty good picking this games. I mean, I don't know if it's for two cats that have never done this. I think we're doing just fine.
I mean, look at it. Football, we picked at a 47% the whole season.
Against the spread.
Against the spread, guys.
Yeah, let's go ahead and see with college basketball, we are picking straight up winners. We're still doing rather well at just picking winners because I don't care if there's spreads or not. It's hard to pick a winner consistently. And in football and college football, we picked every single game against the spread.
And we finished at 47%.
Not bad for two guys who are not Vegas guys.
We're just two guys from South Carolina
Making our picks.
and doing what we love.
No bunk.
And then not only that, but then we went 50% in the bowl games.
Did really well in the bowl games.
And then turn around and we're like, oh, well, you know what? What are we going to do now? Football is over. Oh, let's do basketball. We'll do pick'ems. We're picking at fucking 59%. That's not bad at all. I'm proud of that. Not only that, but we had one of our best weeks yet. I remember earlier in the week, I was telling you, you were getting your clothes out of the dryer, and I said, badass, you'll never believe this. And you're like, what's that? We are 6-1 starting off the week. I was like, I couldn't even believe it. When I started doing the games and checking the games, I'm just like, win. Wow. Win, loss. Holy shit, we're 6-1 starting the week out. That's not too shabby.
Ain't nothing like stringing off a bunch of W's.
And then we just could stay consistent through the week. We just stayed consistent, stayed with the pace, and just did what we had to do.
Stayed winning.
Yep. Ended up finishing 8-3. And we still have games tonight that are still going on. So we're still waiting for that to happen. So I'll have the actual full number next week for our show. But as of when the show started, we were picking at 59% overall and 73% for this past week. Our best week yet.
Yeah, doing real well.
So I'm real proud of that. We're going to keep doing that, like we said. But what I'm going to do now is go over some of our picks from this past week. On Thursday, we had Utah at Oregon, and we picked Oregon. Oregon won, of course, 79-61. And then we had number 11 Wisconsin at Michigan. We actually took the upset in this one. We were right as Michigan won 64-58.
That was one upset we did get right.
So we started off 2-0. Now, I figured, going into Saturday, I was a little nervous about going into Saturday because Saturdays can be very hairy because usually on Saturdays is when the upset happen. I'm like, all right, well, we have a lot of big games going on this weekend. I'm kind of interested to see how we finish out. So on Saturday, we had the big game of the week, number 3 Kansas at number 4 Baylor. And of course, we took Kansas, and Kansas won 67-65.
And that game did not disappoint.
Not at all. We had number 14 Virginia at number 10 North Carolina. We took North Carolina. Of course, they won 65-41.
Crushed them.
Strict crushed them. Then we had USC at UCLA, number 6. And, of course, UCLA just crushed USC.
Too much offense.
102-70. I mean, look at how many games we reported on this year from UCLA.
Just crushing people with that
100 points.
offense, dude.
100 points. Just throwing up 100 points like it was nothing.
I mean, are we seeing the revival of the old school way that
Like Cream Doors Bar.
yeah,
Bill
dude.
Walton.
No, what's that one school? Loyola Marymount. What was that? The guy that just had that system of just running the ball and scoring.
Oh,
God, just running the ball.
I know.
The Guru of Go, is that what it is?
I think so.
All I know is those sons of bitches were throwing the ball up, scoring points like nonstop. And UCLA's kind of almost doing that. They're throwing up 100 points. And it seems to me that the statistic is this. If UCLA reaches 90 points or above, it's just about a shoo-in that they're going to win. Like, if they creep up to 90 points and over, the odds of you winning the game go literally into the single digits and low. Stupid low. You got to hold them to like 60 or 70 points if you even think that you want to win a game. They reach anything up above 90, fuck forget it. They're going to win.
So you're pretty much thinking that UCLA could be almost a shoo-in as one of the Final Four?
I mean, they keep fucking blowing people's doors off like this. There ain't going to be no way they can get stopped. I mean, think about it. They're going to throw up 100 points. If you cannot score 100 points and you know it, and say that you're like, oh, our team's only capable of scoring 70 or 80 points, well, then you better damn sure be fucking holding them to 70 or 80 points. Because if they start creeping over that 90 mark and they keep going, foot's on the gas pedal and they keep going, forget it, dude. Forget it.
My thing is, can they do that against big squads?
I think
Like a
so.
North Carolina, like a Baylor, like a Kansas, like a Kentucky, like a Gonzaga. Can they throw big points up like that? I mean, they're beating USC by a shit ton of points. They're not ranked. But all these other teams are ranked in the top 10. Can they beat a top 10 team by that many points?
If they don't bring their A game, hell yeah, they can. I tell you what, UCLA is boss man's sleeper. That's what he's got.
That's interesting. And then our last game on Saturday, we had number 25 Notre Dame at NC State. And we took Notre Dame, and of course, Notre Dame won 81-72. We actually finished out Saturday 4-0. Our best Saturday yet.
Undefeated. In fact, hold on. On Friday and Saturday, we went undefeated, correct?
Yes.
So that's 2 straight days in college basketball. We were undefeated in picks.
6-0.
Strong.
Check on table.
Strong. Oh, yeah.
Thud.
Thud.
Then on Sunday, we took a little step back. We had number 23 Maryland at number 11 Wisconsin. We took Maryland thinking they were going to upset them, and they almost did. Wisconsin won this game, but they won 71-60 in overtime. So they did take overtime. They were really close, but it looks like overtime they just kind of
Wore them out.
wore them out and did what they had to do.
Yeah, I mean, we took Maryland for an upset. And I honestly thought they were going to because I know that they're good for going on the road and stealing one.
So then on Monday, we had unranked Miami at number 14 Virginia. We took number 14 Virginia, and of course, as we reported earlier, Miami won this game 54-48 in overtime.
Yeah, see, the wheels have fallen off the bus. They've lost like 6 or 7 games in a row. They're looking a lot like Clemson, to where it's like you have all this talent, but you just cannot seem to get anything going with it.
And then thank God that we had one of them easy games to pick as the other game. We had Boston College at number 17 Florida State. Of course, we took Florida State, and Florida State absolutely whooped that ass 104-72 to make us 1-1 going after Monday night.
See, that's another team. Again, same philosophy here as UCLA. They get to 90 points and above, it's just about guaranteed you're going to lose. You've got to keep these high-scoring teams like Florida State, UCLA, Oregon, these teams that like to score a lot of points, you have to slow them down. Look, we might see Florida State, UCLA in the brackets at some point. We got 2 teams that like to run the damn ball up the court and score often. Makes for a damn good game because somebody's got to run out of gas, correct?
Yeah, definitely. One of them's going to run out of gas, but the thing about it is the difference between UCLA and FSU, one big difference.
FSU plays in the ACC.
Yes, but there's a lot of chinks in that armor. They can score a lot of points, but they've lost a lot of games that they should have won. And
That is very true.
But then again, you're in the ACC, the tough division. So you're going to lose games like that. Like I said, you're in ACC and you don't have more than 5 losses at the end of the season, you're doing something pretty well.
Because that is the grindhouse.
I mean, you're going to lose games to unranked teams. I mean, look what happened with the Miami-Virginia game.
That's true.
I mean, it happens. So, I mean, that division is just so tough and you can't really call it from day to day. So, with that, I mean, there's a lot of chinks there that, yes, they play in a hard division, but they've lost games that they really should have won. Whereas UCLA, I really haven't seen too many chinks in their armor. I mean, they've just looked outstanding from every point. I mean, yeah, they struggled a little bit with some really good teams, but they've won the game.
That's true. That is very true.
So now we're going to go ahead and move into Tuesday. And on Tuesday, we had number 21 South Carolina at number 15 Florida. And this was the big controversy pick of the week because Badass was telling me, let's go with South Carolina. My gut's telling me South Carolina. I was like, man, I think Florida's going to do it at home. I think they're going to have no issues. We ended up taking South Carolina. I put in little parentheses, Berger wanted Florida.
Florida blew the doors
And
off
Florida
of
just came out and blew them out. And I mean, we talked about this earlier. South Carolina, the wheels are just falling off the bus quick.
They may be done. I think South Carolina's the goose.
They're going to get in, but I think they're going to get in as a very high seed, and it's not going to be pretty.
And they're going to get smacked out quick.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
See, now, if this was the beginning of the season, South Carolina, I'd say, nah, they're going to be strong. But I think the season, you're right. I think that you alluded to the problem is that the season has wore them down, and I think that they're just out of gas. Because honestly, they have the talent and should have actually been able to go to Florida and win. They went there and got their fucking shit blown back. Bad. Real bad.
And this is after them losing to an unranked team just earlier in the week.
Right, so I figure you have to rebound against an SEC rival.
Big game. I mean, top 25 teams.
And they didn't answer the bell. So they're not ready. You're right. They're not ready.
I mean, like I said, they're going to have enough schedule, like strength of schedule, and a record that I think they're definitely going to make it in there. But it's going to be as a very, very high seed, like a 10, 11 seed, even maybe a 9 or 8 seed. They're going to make it in, and it's not going to be pretty. They're going to play against a really tough team, and they're just going to get their doors handed to them.
And then that's going to be that.
And that's going to be that. Because, as we all know, March Madness is one and done.
That's the playoffs.
Playoffs?
Playoffs? You talking about playoffs? No, we just win a game.
We lost to an unranked team, and we just got our doors blown out by a ranked team. Playoffs?
Talk about playoffs.
Oh, playoffs. And then in our other game on Tuesday, we had number 16 Purdue at Penn State. We took Purdue, and of course Purdue won, but it took overtime, 74-70. Which, after going 1-1 on Tuesday and 1-1 on Monday, put us at 8-3 for the week. So, like I said, picking at like 73% rate, not bad at all.
No, I mean, we did take Duke, and Duke lost, but I don't know. Maybe we'll end up a little bit better, but I do know this. That is the beauty of this. I keep going over this. I pound on it like a drum. That is the beauty of college basketball. The fact that you can think you know who the better team is by looking at a rank, by looking at a squad. Oh, look what they did against these three last year. It does not matter. It does not matter. There are games that they should just outright win, and they will lose. Look, all week long, Burker's been telling you people, it's been just upset all week. Like, it's been upset city. It didn't matter what city it went to. It's just upset city week.
And that's what, like I said, again, that's what makes basketball great. That's why I love college basketball, and I'd rather watch college basketball than the NBA.
The competition is much better.
Competition, hell of a lot better.
Now, I tell you what I wish they would do. I wish they'd stay at the schools for 4 years like they used to. I mean, I understand why the game's changed. I get it. I'm not trying to field any arguments or critiques about this. Just plainly stating that when the players stayed for all 4 years, you had better play. There was developed rivalries. You really grew to love some players, and you really grew to fucking hate some players. That's why we have Christian Laettner. That's why no one's ever going to break a lot of his records. They don't stay there long enough to win those records and to be hated the way that he was hated. But he was also great to watch, was he not?
Oh, he was great to watch, but you love to hate him.
That's why they made a 30 for 30 about his ass.
So I'm going to go ahead and move into our next thing, and that is badass. New rankings came out this week. And of course, Gonzaga is still at number 1, undefeated, with Villanova, Kansas, Arizona, and UCLA rounding out the top 5. That's a pretty solid top 5. Now, granted, Villanova, they lose tonight.
They're going bye-bye.
They're going out of the top 5.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be out, and probably like Oregon or Louisville will move up. Actually, no, Louisville just lost to North Carolina, so North Carolina's going to move up.
That's true.
But let me go ahead and go through the top 10 real quick. We had at number 6, we had Oregon. Number 7, Louisville. 8, North Carolina. 9, Baylor. 10, Duke. And of course, now Duke lost tonight. So, Duke's going to drop out of that one. Baylor, I've said this the last couple weeks. Baylor's one of those teams that they're overrated, I think. I really think Baylor's overrated. I think they're just hanging up there just barely by the skin of their teeth. And I think it's going to just take one of them losing to an unranked team or losing to a good top-ranked team and getting their asses smacked for them to drop out of the top 15.
So it's a house of sticks being held together by Elmer's glue.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Even maybe some Scotch tape.
It's just not good.
It's not good at all. You want duct tape.
You might be right about that, too. You just might be right about that.
I've not been impressed with Baylor this year. They're one of those teams, I've said it week in and week out. I'm just not really impressed with Baylor and what they've done.
Yeah, no, you've not been a very good supporter of them. And I can't blame you because, like you said, they've been disappointing time and time again. But that's how it does work.
But, I mean, other than that, I mean, top 10, I mean, it's a who's who of top college basketball teams.
That's right.
So moving on to the top 15, we have Kentucky at number 11, West Virginia at number 12, Florida at 13, Purdue at 14, and Cincinnati at 15. And again, out of those teams right there, again, all of them are who's who of great basketball programs. So all those guys deserve to be up where they're at. And I've said it week in, week out, week in, week out about Purdue. Purdue's one of those teams that
they're going to sneak their ass right on in.
They sit in the weeds and just sit there and wait. And all of a sudden they're just like, boom, tournament time. I'm going to come out and I'm just going to throw a dick on the table and go all out. And you'll see them and they'll be like, holy shit, how the hell did Purdue make it into the Elite Eight? How the hell did Purdue make it into a Final Four?
Hey, it also comes down to that one single factor. And some teams just know when to turn on the gas. Some teams do, like you've seen it time and time again. There will be a team that will limp their ass into the March Madness brackets, and you're like, you're going to get bounced within the first game. And they don't. They win, and they keep winning. You're like, how the fuck is this happening? It's just because some teams know when to do it. They're like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it right now. It's either now or never. And that now or never shit kicks in some of them.
And I'm telling you, another team not to sleep on, number 15 Cincinnati. Don't sleep on them. They're another team that sits in the weeds just waiting. They've had a really good season this year, and I could definitely see them making a run in the Madness.
It's possible. I won't say it's impossible.
So then 16 through 20, at 16 we have Wisconsin, 17 SMU, number 18 Virginia, which they're not going to be around in that top 20 after what happened this week.
Yeah, they keep going down, down, down.
We had FSU at number 19 and at number 20 St. Mary's. Again, SMU, St. Mary's, whatever. Virginia, they just got upsetted. If I'm not mistaken, I think Florida State got upset this week too. So I mean, a lot of these teams you're going to see a big shakeup in that lower part of the bracket. Not bracket, but lower part of the rankings.
I know that a lot of these teams are going to be meeting each other in the tournament. It's going to be interesting to see what we get.
It's going to be so hard to do our picks.
I know.
I'm just thinking about it, I'm just like, man, there are some teams that, like, it's going to be hard to pick. Especially, like, you get down to, like, a North Carolina, Oregon, or Kentucky, West Virginia, or, like, a Florida Baylor. I mean, you're just like, man, who do you take there?
I know. That's the beauty of madness, though. You got to sit there and think, and you got to think hard.
And then rounding out the top 25, we have at number 21, we have Notre Dame. 22, we have Butler. 23, we have Creighton. 24, Maryland. And the Shockers at number 25,
Here they
Wichita
come.
State.
Here they fucking come again, dude. These sons of bitches are not playing.
I love Wichita State. You know, I loved West Virginia in football. I love Wichita State in college basketball.
We have to give y'all an update right quick. The score just went final. The Butler Bulldogs have indeed pulled off the upset and beaten Villanova 74-66. You heard it correct. Number 2 Villanova at home just fell to the Butler Bulldogs, ranked number 22, 74-66.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Not quite, but damn near it.
So, yeah, that's the top 25, and I'm glad to see Wichita State finally up there. They're another team that I love their spunk. They got spunk.
Those little shits just they get in there and don't go away. They're like, hey, we're that little mid-major, little shit-nutting squad, and we're going to beat you, and you're going to get embarrassed. We do it every year. We're going to embarrass your ass.
We're that little brother that when you fight the big brother, you might fight him 10 times and lose 9 out of 10 times. But there's that one time that you get the better of him, and he could be off that day.
And everybody's going to remember it.
And everyone's going to remember the day that you knocked out your big brother.
They're like, hey, man, I was there when that happened, dude. He straight up slung back and whop.
And he was out. He was like the guy that Revis hit.
Just standing right over him like, what's up? You got knocked the fuck out.
So, we're at the last part of the show, badass.
Indeed.
It's been a great show. Talked about a lot. MMA, wrestling, NFL news, college football news,
Actually,
baseball.
More breaking news right quick that I almost forgot to mention earlier. The sanctions have apparently been looming over Ole Miss for a while now for violations they made. So Ole Miss's football program has gone ahead and imposed a 1-year bowl ban on itself for this following season because they know that it's about to come down. They're just going to go ahead and punish themselves for their little misgivings. And that's probably why Chad Kelly got disinvited to the combine. They don't want to see or hear from him. Good job, guys, because he's not a classy guy. He's a piece of shit, and I'm glad that you guys recognize that. But to Hugh Freeze and all the Ole Miss fans out there, Y'all been some cheating ass sons of bitches for a long time. This is kind of what you get. So take your medicine. Don't be a bunch of little sissy whines about it. This is what you get. This ain't The Blind Side. Sandra Bullock ain't gonna come rescue you. So, just have fun down there in Oxford. Because we're having a good time up here in Tiger Town.
All right, before we get into our picks, I have one more question for you, badass. Do you still have that clip up that I showed you earlier? I took it from your cousin Tyler's page. Do you have that?
I think I do. Give me just a second, my friend.
It was the Louisville basketball coach.
Yes, I think I
Was
do.
it women's basketball?
It is.
Louisville women's basketball coach went and had a press conference, and this guy right here, he gets it. He really does. I heard this. Like I said, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Your cousin Tyler had it on his page. I played it, and I was like, you know what? We have to play this on the show because this is absolutely to the T what it's about. So, do you have that clip up yet, badass?
I do indeed, my friend.
You got to have a will. You got to have a will. There's sometimes, they're tired too. Walker Kipper played 40 minutes. Confrey played 39. They're tired too. But who's got the will? Like I said out there on the radio, we just live right now the generation of kids that are coming through. Everybody gets a damn trophy. Okay, you finish last, you come home with a trophy. You kidding me? I mean, what's that teaching kids? It's okay to lose, and unfortunately, it's our society. It's what we're building for. And it's not just in basketball, it's in life. Everybody thinks they should get a job. Everybody thinks they should get a good job. No, that's not the way it works. But unfortunately, that's what we are preparing for. Because you finish fifth, you walk home with this nice trophy, parents are all excited. No. I mean, not to be too blunt, but you're a loser. Like, we're losers. We got beat. So you lost. There is no trophy for us. But unfortunately, the way these kids are brought up today, there is a trophy. Because nobody wants anybody to have hard feelings. Nobody wants to get their feelings hurt. Well, unfortunately, in the real world, I'm not sure how it is with your all's jobs. But with mine, if you lose enough, you get fired. And that's just the way it is. And I'm trying to explain to our kids, like, hey, I'm trying to prepare you for the real world. Because when you go to get a job, there's competition. What are you going to do to stand out? But unfortunately, we're not preparing these kids before they get to us, at least, to be ready for that. When you play 3-4 AAU games in one day, you lose 3 of them, and then you win the last one, and everybody goes home happy. You're 1-3. I mean, I know it's a long time ago, but God darn, the days we played, when you lost, you went home. There was no friendship bracket. Let's go on the left side to the friendship games so everybody can play 2 more games. No, you went home. You went home a loser. And then you worked at it if you wanted to be good.
That man gets it. And the funny thing is, I don't know if you caught this, badass. Did you hear the media chuckling when he said that? The friendship bracket?
Yeah.
Like, he's a friendship bracket, and, like, you can hear them, like, over there behind the,
They know exactly what he's talking about. And that man does get it. That is the head coach of the Louisville's women's basketball program.
What's his name? Do you have his name?
I will look his name up in just a second. Here you go. You go ahead and let these fine people know why we played that for them, and I'll have you your information, sir.
Well, like I said, I heard that clip, and I'm just thinking to myself, you know what? I got to play this for Badass to see what he thinks. And he pretty much thought the same thing I thought. This man absolutely gets what it's about. Nowadays, everybody gets a trophy. I know when I played baseball and when I played wrestling, guess what? If we lost, we lost. We didn't get a trophy. We got a snow cone. That's about it. I got a $1 snow cone for losing. But that was it. I didn't get a trophy.
We didn't get no damn snow cones for losing. I remember, man, listen, my stepdad was my baseball coach one year. And let me tell you something. Snow cones were for winners. You know what losers got? Extra practice so that you won't be a loser. There wasn't no fucking snow cone. That shit was not allowed. And you know what? He was a dick. This man went out like Elvis on the toilet. But I appreciate him for actually trying to be a man about things and not be a pussification of America by saying, hey, everybody gets a participation trophy. No, fuck that. If you're a loser, you don't get a goddamn trophy. By the way, it's Coach Jeffrey Walls. Jeff Walls. That's who we just heard.
Well, guess what? Jeffrey Walls, Louisville's women's college basketball coach. Here from the Burger and Badass Show, we say thank you because you get it. You said what we all want to say.
That shit should be a public service announcement.
It should.
Seriously.
I think it'd be great.
It would be.
So let's go ahead and finish the show up because we've been around for a while now. Talked about a lot. So we're going to get into our last part, and that's our picks for the week. So we have 15 picks. Starting on Thursday, we have USC at number 4 Arizona. I saw what USC did at UCLA, and I think it's going to be same old, same old.
Repeat.
It's
Yep.
going to be a blowout by Arizona.
Yep.
So I'm very comfortable taking Arizona. In our next matchup, we have unranked Memphis at number 15 Cincinnati. Now, we just talked about Cincinnati being that sleeper team, but Memphis is another one of those teams that's sitting right outside the top 25, and they have been for most of the year, and have had a pretty decent record. I think they've lost 4 or 5 games, maybe even 6 games at the most.
Are we thinking they could sneak up in there to Cincinnati and get them one?
You know, I wanted, some reason when I wrote this game out, something in my gut was telling me, take Memphis for the upset, because I really think Memphis is going to upset them.
Let's do it, dude. I'm going with the Memphis Tigers. Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and take Memphis.
I like that upset. That's a good upset.
Now, on Saturday, we have 4 games on Saturday, and we have a couple of very, very good games. And the first one is a big, big matchup. It was kind of like this past week. You know, we had the 4 versus the 3. This week, we have the 5 versus the 4.
Very nice.
Number 5, UCLA at number 4, Arizona.
I like Arizona to come off a good win and to be ready for UCLA to come to town. They'll probably slow them down a little bit, but I still like UCLA for the win.
See, I was thinking the same thing. I'm thinking Arizona's going to keep up with them, but I think in the end, UCLA is going to be just too much.
They're just scoring too many points.
This is going to be one of the games that I don't think UCLA scores 100 points, but they will win this game.
So, but I'm telling you, they hit 90 and up.
It's over.
Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and take number 5 UCLA. And we have our next game at number 10 Duke at Miami. Now we just had, you know, Duke get upsetted and Miami do the upsetting. Miami beat Virginia, Duke lost to Syracuse.
So now there needs to be a round robin where Duke beats Miami because that completes the cycle.
See, I would say that, but I'm really, for some reason, I'm liking Miami in the upset. But, man, see, my heart wants to take Miami. My heart really wants to take Miami in this game.
But your head's telling you to take
But
Duke.
my head is saying that Duke's going to win this game, but it's going to be a lot closer than what people think.
Oh, hell yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that.
You know what? We'll do it. We'll take Duke. But,
If this comes back to bite us in the ass, you get to say I told you so.
yeah, I'm going to put a little star next to that one and mark it. I'm thinking Miami could upset them, but in the end, I don't know. My head's saying I think Duke's going to win, but it's going to be by less than 10 points.
Agreed. I do agree with that. No blowout.
And then in another big game, we have number 23 Creighton playing at number 2 Villanova, who just got upset tonight.
They did, but I don't look for them to get upset again.
No, I don't see lightning striking twice.
No.
I don't see that happen. I think Villanova's going to bounce back, show them why they're the repeating champions.
They're going to take some anger out on Creighton.
Oh, yeah. Creighton's going to probably get their doors blown
I
out.
know they'll play with them, but Villanova's going to play with some frustration.
Oh, yeah,
Letting
definitely.
off that steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely see maybe a high-scoring game in this one. Like 90s, maybe into the hundreds.
They might come out there and just rain down on them just because they can.
So we'll go ahead and take number 2 Villanova at home. And then our last game, we have number 9 Baylor playing at Iowa State. And Iowa State's another one of those teams that only has 5 or 6 losses this year. But they're like right on the outside looking in.
I like Iowa State for the upset just because that's the kind of shit that they do.
For some reason, I was thinking the same thing. Like, if I had to do my upsets of the week,
Iowa State's right up there at the top.
Iowa State's up there. Memphis is up there. I mean, I could definitely see these teams going in and shocking the world and defeating these top 25 teams.
Just because that's the kind of shit they do. I'm with you on that.
And we really didn't have a real upset. I mean, besides that Miami game that we were talking about for the day, that could be upset. This one I feel more comfortable with as an upset.
Like it's just brewing like a storm off the coast.
So then we have 2 games on Sunday. We have number 22 Butler at Xavier.
Butler's coming off a big win over Villanova. Xavier is not a bad squad, but I feel like it's going to carry over, and Butler's going to win again.
See, I agree with you. I think Butler is going to win, but this game's going to be very close.
Yeah, no blowout.
This is not going to be a blowout. This game is going to come down to probably the last couple minutes of the game.
Agreed.
But we'll go ahead and take Butler. And then our other game, we have unranked Syracuse, who just had that upset against number 7 Louisville. And, I don't love Syracuse, okay? Because I'm a Georgetown fan. I don't love Syracuse.
You hate Jim Boeheim.
I hate Jim Boeheim. I hate Syracuse. I hate them as much as I hate Duke. But I give them respect because they can play.
That's true.
But in this case, I'm liking Louisville at home.
Yeah, because they're going into hostile turf.
I mean, they had their big up from doing the upset this week. Their big high.
That was in your house.
But that was in their house. Now they're going out to Louisville. I'm seeing them struggle. I think they're going to struggle.
No, I see Louisville taking over at home.
So then we have 2 more games on Monday. We have, in the big game, we have number 8 UNC at number 18 Virginia.
I have no faith in Virginia
I know.
to bounce back.
The wheels are falling off that bus.
Yeah, hold on. What's that song about? Woke up in the morning, cash a check, bounce back, bounce back. Yeah, there ain't going to be no fucking bouncing back for Virginia. Y'all ballers can go around bumping that shit all you want, as loud as you want, out of however big a speaker you want. That don't mean you're going to do it.
And UNC is now starting to roll.
Yeah.
UNC is starting to get that postseason roll that they always get, kind of like most of them other teams like Duke and Kentucky get. They get that postseason run and they just start playing good ball. And North Carolina's playing good ball right now.
In the words of Uncle Elroy from Friday,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
finna to get all up in that ass. Seriously, UNC is about to kill Virginia. It's not going to be pretty. There's going to be no bouncing back for Virginia. It just ain't happening.
And then the other game we have is another big top 15 matchup. We have number 12 West Virginia playing at number 9 Baylor. I have no faith.
I don't know
Man.
if Bob Huggins going to have another fucking heart attack on the sidelines.
See, this game is hard to call. I mean, I'm kind of worried about Baylor. We have them losing Saturday in an upset. They're going to be down from that. Come back home, playing against a top 15 team in West Virginia.
That travels and beats people.
And they play well. They're starting to play good ball right now.
Not to mention, this is like a rival game because, dude, West Virginia and Baylor have developed a very healthy rivalry in both sports, basketball and football. Like, these two get at each other when they play. I think West Virginia is going to overrun them.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I think West Virginia's going to win this game.
I think the talent's going to come through. The gas tank's more full, and they're going to weather, and then they're going to overrun.
And we got 3 games on Tuesday. We have number 19 Florida State at number 10 Duke. This is going to be a good game.
This is going to be a good game. I want to take Florida State. My heart is saying take Florida State. My brain's saying I don't go to sleep on Duke because Duke just has a way of winning these games. But Florida State, if they get going on a run and scoring, they can run away with this game, and they just might. I'm gonna bank on the fact that they play real well because they know they have to win this game. So I'm gonna take Florida State.
See, and I think Miami, they just got upset tonight by Syracuse. They're gonna go on Saturday and play at Miami and probably struggle a little bit. And then they're going to come home and have to play a team that we know can score. I mean, we talked about earlier, they can score points. They're like UCLA. They can throw 100 on you real quick.
But
they're in Cameron. And, Duke, again, Duke plays well at home. I mean,
yeah, they do. The Cameron Crazies make a difference. That's
it does. They're that sixth man. They really are.
They really are.
What do you think? You still going Florida State?
I want to, but conventional wisdom tells me I ought to take Duke because they're at home. So we'll go with Duke at home.
All right, we'll go ahead and take Duke at home. In our next game, we have a team that we talked about a little bit last week. We have Indiana at number 14 Purdue.
See, Indiana is like blue blood royalty of basketball. They just don't get spoke of because they've been on the downslope so long. They're capable of punching out a win, but I got more faith in Purdue to handle business.
Especially at home.
Yeah.
When you're playing at home against unranked Indiana, I mean, it could happen, but the odds of it happen, I'd say, are probably like 70-30.
Like Indiana could go in there and do it, but I see Purdue's the better team. They should be able to handle business.
I mean, if it was Indiana a couple years ago, I'd say, man, it's going to be a good matchup, but Indiana's a better team.
Right.
State they're in right now, No, I mean they're decent, but they're not great. They're not like what they used to be.
No, not at all.
So we'll go ahead and take number 14 Purdue. And then our last game on Tuesday, we have number 24 Maryland playing at Rutgers. And Rutgers is another one of those teams that plays well at home. Maryland, again, is another one of those teams like South Carolina, like Virginia. The wheels are starting to fall off the bus a little bit. They're struggling the last couple games. I think they've lost like 3 out of the 5 or 4 out of 5.
Yeah, then they got to travel to Rutgers, but that's not that far away.
It's not far away, but again, I mean, Maryland's on the downslope right now. Rutgers is a tough team. But you know what? I'm all right with taking Maryland in this game.
Should we take the Terrapins?
You know what? I'm going to take you, Terrapins. But I'm telling you right now,
if those Scarlet Knights come out there and whoop that ass,
you guys screw us, you're going to be on the Burger and Badass ban list.
then we'll just pretty much say that whenever you come up, we're going against you, even in spite. Even if we know you're going to win the game, we'll fucking go against you out of spite. For real.
We did that with, a couple teams in football this year.
Yeah, a couple teams just decidedly wanted to keep fucking us over.
We finally said enough's enough.
No more, no mas.
No mas. No tap on the shoulder. No breakfast in the morning. No lube. Just straight raw.
No lie.
But we'll go ahead and take Maryland. But I'm telling you, I'm warning you, from the Burger and Badass show, you fuck us, that's going to be the last time. So in our last 2 games of the week, we have Arkansas at number 13 Florida. I don't see Florida having any issues. I think Florida will win this game handily.
Agreed.
Probably by 20-plus points.
I mean, they just got done handling South Carolina, who is light years better than Arkansas.
And then our last game of the week, we have number 7 Louisville playing at Wake Forest. I mean, Wake Forest is decent.
Louisville don't got to travel far. They're the better team.
I'm liking Louisville.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. And our picks are now officially locked in for the week. We'll come back again next week and let you know how we did. And that's going to do it for our show this week. We had a great show. We talked about a lot. Let you guys know we're finally up on YouTube and Facebook and everything.
Yeah, so you can go actually watch us and listen to us now. We're getting ready to have a lot of episodes coming up. We want to hear from you. We definitely want to hear what you have to say. We're just 2 guys. We want to hear feedback. We're not like these people who get all fucking swollen head and think that they don't have to listen to nobody. So just check us out. Because now you can. You don't have to hear me bitch at Burger no more about not having it. It's done. It's getting going.
Yes. Finally, I got that monkey off my fucking back. Finally. I don't have to listen to you go, yeah, Burger. We've heard that before. You keep saying you're going to put the videos up, but it doesn't happen. Guess what, guys? They are up there now. And I'm about to go ahead and just plug it. I'm about to go ahead because I don't want to forget it. You guys can go to www.theburgerandbadassshow at facebook.com or www.theburgerandbadassshow@youtube.com. Also, you guys can tweet us at www.theburgerandbadassshow@twitter.com. So that's 3 places you guys can comment about our stuff. I'll be putting links up for you guys to get onto our Facebook page, on Twitter, so you guys can go to listen to our show. Like I said, listen, comment, share with your friends, subscribe to our YouTube channel. All the help we need is in you guys now. You guys listen, tell us what you guys think, and then definitely share the word to people because we want to get out there and we want to make this a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're not asking you for money or any shit like that. We're not asking you to fucking give us the family goat.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We will. We're going to ask for something in the future, but
that's down the line.
Terms to be determined later on.
Exactly. But for now, we just want your ears. We just want your earpieces, man. We want you to listen.
Just let us know what you guys think. I mean, whether you hate us, you love us, let us know.
Seriously, I don't give a fuck if you think we suck fucking ass out loud. Tell us that. We don't give a fuck. The fact that you listened is what matters.
You could say Burger's a dumb, illiterate son of a bitch who can't get names right and keeps fucking up.
You could say Badass is a bigoted, hateful fuck. We don't care.
It is what it is. I have big shoulders. I can take it.
Yeah, and honestly, and you, Burger, listen, Burger has lived with me long enough to now know. What will I tell somebody if once I eventually have had enough of their shit?
Is it 2 words?
Oh, yeah.
One gives with G, one gives with F.
Go ahead and give it to them.
Oh, the get fucked?
Oh, there you go.
I used to love the get fucks back in the day.
Oh, yeah, because they came at random and they were furious.
Somebody whap, yap, 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 yap. You know what? You can get fucked. Boom, that was it. End of conversation.
Yeah, everyone was a fan of that. I used to bulldog it up.
I used to love that. Your get fucks were great. They just came out of left field out of nowhere.
Stop them dead in the track, too.
Oh, yeah.
They know how to handle that.
So that is going to do it for this week. We'll be back again next Wednesday. Again, like we are, doing what we love, talking about sports, going over some of the big stories, going over our picks, big news, rankings. Then we're going to do our picks to finish the show out, like we do every week. So thank you again, guys. Remember, www.theburgerandbadassshow at facebook.com, www.theburgerandbadassshow at youtube.com, www.theburgerandbadassshow at twitter.com. There you go. 3 places you can find us. So that's going to be it. We appreciate you guys listening. We'll see you guys next week. Badass. You got anything to add before we get out of here?
Not really. I think they get it.
Wow. You're actually speechless for the first time.
No, not really. Y'all need to go the fuck home. Go talk to your bartender, your therapist, your girlfriend. I don't give a fuck who you talk to, but you're done talking to us.
So that's it, guys. We'll see you next week.